A very good afternoon and Jai Hind everyone. Today I am going to start the principles of insurance. Three principles I will discuss today out of six principles, that is principle of utmost good faith, principle of insurable interest and principle of indemnity. So first I will discuss principle of utmost good faith, but before starting the principle I want to discuss the example, then only you are able to understand what I want to convey to you. So principle of utmost good faith, for example, one here it is given that suppose Ramesh took a life insurance policy from LIC, and however while taking the policy he has not disclosed about his heart disease. Later on, if the Ramesh died because of the heart attack, now the LIC is not liable to pay the compensation because the materialistic fact, that is he is a heart patient, is hidden by Ramesh at the time of taking the policy. So what does this mean? That whenever a insured is taking any of the policy from the insurance company, then at that time of taking the policy, insured must disclose all the materialistic fact. Materialistic fact means the fact which has a root of the insurance contract, which links to the root of the insurance contract, and that fact is a material if it is an influence, or if it, you can say, if it impacted on the insurer or insurance company in accepting or declining the risk, whether they accept your risk or whether they decline the risk for compensating, or in fixing the conditions of insurance or a rate of premium. So utmost good faith is the first very basic principle. Both the parties, that is insurer and the insured, display the good faith towards each other. Anything which is hidden, which is not disclosed by the insured, then he will ultimately suffer later on. So it is obligatory on the part of insured who has taken policy to disclose all the materialistic fact about the subject. Means suppose a person is taking life insurance, so subject is a life insurance, so the person must disclose everything about the subject regarding whom he is taking the policy. In case of failure, if the person is failed to disclose any materialistic fact, the contract of insurance, then it becomes voidable at the option of the insurance company. Similarly, the insurance company must also clear all the terms and conditions in the insurance contract. Means both the parties should clear each and everything. Any fact, any materialistic fact is there, so insured must disclose it. Any terms and condition if there, then insurance company must disclose that in front of insured. So it should be very much transparent and nothing should be hidden. This is a principle of utmost good faith. Both the parties must have the utmost faith on each other. Second is insurable interest. Insurable interest means when a person is taking the policy, at that time he must have any pecuniary, means any economic interest in the subject matter. For example, suppose or first we will discuss the point. Suppose a person is said to have an insurable interest, means at what time we will say that person is having an insurable interest in. Suppose he has an insurable interest in the property if he will be adversely affected by its destruction. Means here it is saying, suppose we have a property, if it is destructed because of fire or because of flood or because of earthquake, because of the destruction of the property, if you are affected, it means that you are having an insurable interest in that property. The insured must either own a part or a whole of the subject matter of insurance, or must be in such a position that injury to it would affect him adversely. What does this mean? Means the person who is taking the policy must have either own the part or whole of the subject matter, means he may be the owner of the whole property or maybe the part of the property, or he must be in such a position that because of injury to it would affect him adversely. In case insurance of property, suppose we are taking the insurance for our property, for our house, insurable interest of insured must exist at the time of entering into insurance contract. Means at the time when the person is taking the policy, at that time the person must have insurable interest. Means he must have economic interest in that particular property or the thing for which he is taking a policy. However, it is not necessary that the insured must own that property at the time of insurance. It doesn't mean that you own the property at the time of insurance, but you must have insurable interest in that. Means with the through the destruction of that property or that particular thing, you must be adversely affected. Then you can say that you have an insurable interest. Now the principle of indemnity. First, I'll explain the example. Indemnity means when we are taking the insurance policy is not a policy of making a profit. We are just taking policy to compensate or to recover our losses. Suppose if a person has insured his house against a fire for rupees 1,50,000, means for fire insurance he has taken for 1,50,000, and if due to fire if he suffers a loss of rupees 1 lakh only, then insurance company will compensate only 1 lakh, not the whole in policy amount, that is 1,50,000. Because if the insurance company pay 1,50,000, the extra 50,000 is a profit for the person, since he has suffered a loss of rupees 1 lakh rupees. So only loss is compensated by the insurance company, by the policy, not the whole amount. So the term indemnity means security against the loss. So the purpose of this principle is to put the insured, means the person who insured is the person who is taking the policy. So to put the insured in the event of the loss in the same position that he occupied immediately before the happening of the event. So by compensating, insurance company put the insured person in the same financial position on which he or she was before the happening of the event. Suppose the happening of the event is fire. So before the happening of the fire, whatever position he or she is, the insurance company will help the person or will help the insured to come back on that position by compensating them. So it means that insured is entitled to recover the extent of the loss suffered by him. So up to that extent only you get compensation, not beyond this. So up to the limit of the amount covered by the policy, means the policy will cover only that much amount which the amount of which you are suffering losses. The insured is not allowed to make any profit on the happening of the event. Means I have already told you, if you have suffered a loss of 1 lakh rupees, then only you will get compensation of 1 lakh, not more than that. The compensation payable and the loss suffered are the measured in terms of money. Yes, of course, we measured the loss in terms of money here. So it must be noted, one thing is exemption over here, that principle of indemnity is not applicable in case of life insurance. Why? Because when someone die, we cannot estimate the loss, we cannot make the value that if a person die then we suffers a loss of this amount. No. So this is not applicable to the life insurance, because loss due to death of a person, it cannot be measured in terms of money. We never say that a person dies so we suffer a loss of rupees this much amount. So we cannot estimate the loss when we are losing someone, any person in our life, we cannot estimate his value in terms of money. So this principle is not applicable in case of life insurance. So these are the three principles which I have discussed today: principle of utmost good faith, principle of insurable interest, and the principle of indemnity. They are very important principles of insurance. Whenever we are taking any insurance from any of the insurance company, these principles are applicable. If you want to ask anything, this is all for today, then you can please ask. Thank you and Jai Hind everyone.